I received a comment that said to read my story, which I probably will do now. Maybe a bit of a critique of my young self. Alright folks, just so we have a bit of reference, I have the map here. I'm going to show you where Vim is from. Basically, if my understanding is correct, this is where Vim is. This is where the dwarves live. Saridin, yeah, it's right there. I think this is where, maybe not. That wouldn't make sense. He's up here, I guess, somewhere. The bad guy. I didn't finish it, so this blank stuff is not just supposed to be blank. I kind of, I guess, was nearing the end of this story, and I ran out of places and ideas, and I never filled it in. I was like, I can't just keep drawing forests and random, places. I have to actually have a point. Here's page 1. Chapter 1, His Discovery. His discovery. Vim gazed at the sunset. He looked out as far as he could see from his village on the cliff, watching as if this world were his own. Okay. However, the dragons created this world. They destroyed his world, the last free world. He saw the dragons working in the sky. I mean, that's confusing. Thinking back, I remember what I meant, but that's confusing. Vim! Vim jumped and whipped around. It was his mom. Vim, come on in. It's getting late. Right, he called. Who says that? Vim, come in. Right. As he looked on, he could hear the deafening roar of the dragon that was chained to a high, round platform. A large shadow flew overhead. It was a purple and silver dragon. Vim started to run with it. He ran faster and faster until he was almost out of breath. As he slowed to a stop, the dragon was already out of sight. Vim sat down to catch his breath. He listened to the rattling chains of the imprisoned dragon for a few minutes before returning home. This was, I wanted it to be cinematic, and I pictured an opening scene where this kid was looking out over a great expanse, like a desert sort of cliff city. You hear someone in the background, and then you're introduced to this massive creature, and Vim dramatically runs with it. Why? Because kids run, I suppose. That was my thought to that. I mean, what can you say? I was a teenager. When he entered his home, well, originally it said when he got in. Yeah, that's professional. When he got in. When you get in, can you do this? When I get in, I'm going to do this. I adjusted it here to say when he entered his home. That's a little robotic. Sorry. When he entered his home, his father Orak and his 2-year-old sister Saro were sitting at the kitchen table. His mother Giva was handed out their dinner, which was a mixture of dragon meat and scales. Okay, so the dragons rule the world, but the humans are eating them. After consuming his meal, he cleaned his face, drank the last of his juice, and got up to wash his hands. I mean, this is a kid's movie. Is this a Disney movie? I don't know. You see the kid eating. I'm gonna wash my hands now, wipe my face. I would write this much differently today. All right then, time for bed, Saro, Vim's father said. After walking to his room, Saro came in with a globe. What's this? Yeah, I clearly did not understand transitions. "What's this?" questioned Vim as he took the globe from her. That's funny. Questioned Vim. That doesn't really need to be there. As Vim asked as he reached for the globe, something like that. This is an example of trying to write words that, bigger words, to make you sound like a better writer. When, sometimes it should be simple. Inside the globe was the free world he lived in before this one. I mean, we're just jumping right in. This is like go time. Where there's no, let's not learn anything about the characters. Let's not have conversation. Let's not see the scenery. Let's just jump right in, explaining. I'm right here, by the way. I'm here. Explain everything. Can we explain everything in one page? Come on, Sarrow. Let your brother sleep. Obviously, I knew that was an issue because I wrote right here, later. So this whole thing definitely should come later. There should be a bit of an entrance. There should be a bit of an introduction to everything and not just, listen, reader, let's go. This is what you need. His father paused at the sight of the globe. Let's go, Sarrow, said his mother, walking past. Sarrow waddled out. Why did I say waddled? I mean, I guess little kids, they kind of waddle. He picked up the globe from Vim's hands and shook it. Get ready. Massive explanation drop right now. Dragons rose up and flew around the prior world. Slowly it changed to the world they were in now. Also, no description of what is the world before, what are they in now. I mean, maybe it'll come later. Sighing. Is he angry? Vim's father said, Son, you know the dragons created this world. This changing globe shows the worlds before and after. What you do not know is that an evil man, Akenigami, once controlled these dragons and forced them to do his bidding. He was the one who had them destroy the free world and create this prison we live in now. Vim's father had paused and seemed to be thinking. His voice became distant. That time was a horrible time. There were constant wars and it was safer to be dead. He wanted to be ruler, and with his learned magic, he believed he would be able to control the humans that inhabited this land. But he disappeared. His dragons turned on him and killed him. However, some believe that he escaped the rage of the dragons with his life barely clinging to him. We all thought that it was bad when Akenigami was in control, but once the dragons were freed from his control, it was like hell. That is when the creatures that created this world to their liking, not his. The dragons, unlike Akenigami, wanted nothing to do with the humans. All they wanted was the ones who did fought to be punished. These creatures wanted control over us still. Did they want nothing to do, or they want control? I'm trying to play both sides. I'm trying to say, hey, the world sucks. But I'm like, not really. Still, some believe in what Akenigami was trying to do. They are always trying to pick up where he left off. He finished looking out the window to see dragons flying over their house. Vim, do you see that dragon over there all chained up? Vim stared at the dragon a couple of seconds before nodding his head. That's all I'm going to read. Maybe I'll read more. I mean, if you want to hear more and my critique of it, let me know. It's quite funny. That's it, I guess, for this video. I will decide if I'm going to keep reading it. I don't know. If it's interesting, I can do that, I suppose. Goodbye.